Hello, everybody, this is Purge, and I'm bringing you guys a brand new hero who is now viable in the pub meta, at least. The hero's name is Skywrath Mage. So Skywrath Mage just got a pretty significant buff. In my opinion, the biggest buff of the letter patch. And normally I don't really make patch videos for letter patches, and the reason is because I don't think they're that interesting typically, because it's a lot of patches that are like, oh, this hero loses 0.2 agility gain, this hero will lose like 2 base damage, this hero will lose 20 damage on one of their skills. It's all pretty small stuff that's meant to like adjust win rate percentages of heroes by a small amount is basically the goal. But Skywrath Mage got the most significant buff by far, in that Sky's Shard is doubly as good as it was before. So before you'd buy Shard, you would get 2 Arcane Bolts. Now you get total 2. Now you get 3. Obviously your base one is 1. So before you'd get 1 extra Arcane Bolt. Now you get 2 extra Arcane Bolts. So the Shard is in a lot of ways double value in some ways. Certainly in terms of farm potential. Because it's going to hit multiple creeps instead of just 2. And very importantly, Skywrath Mage as a hero, the best thing about the hero is your built-in spell lifesteal from your innate, which actually makes for a pretty interesting playstyle. Here's one of the factors about it. So Sky is very squishy. Your armor is really, really low. I think I did a video of this hero recently, if I'm not mistaken, where I went the shield. I don't know, I played the hero recently, and I played a support, and I got a lot of block, basically, from Magic Nuke. But this game I want cooldown reduction, so when you deal damage to your opponents with spells, then you will get a little bit of cooldown reduction. It's like it's a tiny amount, but it is something. I wanted to nuke him here while he was standing near the near the range creep there, because I get a little bit extra. But as a mid, Sky is a little bit more viable right now, I would say, because you can get Shard at a pretty good pace. The weaknesses to the hero: very, very low armor as a core, which means dying is very likely to happen if they go on you. And the other weakness would be your base damage early on is quite stupendously low, which is obviously a bad thing. But your int gain is really good. It's 4.1, so you are gaining a lot of damage per level. You just need to grab a level or so for that damage to end up being decently okay. So I was going for a bottle rush build here, was my plan. I'm laning against an Invoker who is a relatively low base damage hero. He's just now at level 2, 56 and 6. Do you see that? I denied that. Range creep, pretty cool stuff, right, guys? So that part's important. But as I level up, what I'm basically aiming to do is just get as much harassment into the Invoker as I can. Get a bottle, get null talismans to supplement my mana regen and help me get kills. And then I want to be proactive on the map, ideally, with my nukes and things like that. Knowing what I know now after watching this, I wish I'd put more pressure into his Forge Spirit. I could have ensured that I got a water rune by just killing the Forge, which would have been helpful. But I did not do so. Okay, they are worth a lot of gold, though. I got 39 gold for it, which isn't all bad. Alright, there's my bottle that I will never refill. And now I'm queuing up null talismans. So one thing that I learned yesterday playing a game, this game I'm playing right here was like from 4 days ago maybe. Something I learned yesterday when I landed against a Skywrath Mage is what you can indeed do is just get null talismans and then rely on your spell lifesteal as your way to heal, basically, which was something I did not really prioritized. But certainly can be an option. I don't know if against like a ranged hero if it's as viable, but I'm gonna like look at some of my regen values here. Oh, I got a last hit with that one. I was like looking to see how much HP I gained, but I used it on a creep, not on the hero. Using it on the hero is going to give you a lot more regen though. So I've got no talismans coming up that'll increase my mana pool and also my mana regen and also the damage that you do with Arcane Bolt because it scales based on it. But normally the Sky core thing was not really close to viable. I don't think it's necessarily viable yet, but it's getting closer with this shard change just because it allows you, once you hit 15 minutes, you just scale a lot more nicely, pretty much. Makes a very big difference in terms of your likelihood to succeed when when you can guarantee that you're just doing a lot of damage. Like, in some ways, Sky is carry-like in that you're outputting carry levels of damage in a bit of an abnormal way. But to do it, you need to make sure that you stay alive, and that's usually the hardest thing with the hero. So, last hit-wise, I'm doing well. I have more last hits than the Invoker does. That part is great. I could be doing a better job harassing him, I think. He summoned this last second, which was well done by him, so I lost my recharge, which sucked. And I also burned 2 spells to try to kill him in time, but unfortunately I wasn't out of concussive shot range of the Invoker yet. So that was a no-go either. So this was kind of unfortunate. I decided to bring a Clarity and my second Null Talisman and then run up here to refill my bottle on this little bounty rune here. I got smoked, which was interesting. Clarity potion to heal up my mana a bit. Oh yeah, that's right. This was the gank from Gabba here. Nice gank by Gabba to make that work. So it was at this point that I realized, like, oh, I can kill this guy. Like, you can just walk after people and cast Arcane Bolt, basically. And they explode. And I got one last one off, which was really nice. So this is kind of the wild thing about the hero. You basically just follow somebody with your high base movement speed, and this is one of the better things about the hero. Really high movement speed, and you just cast Arcane Bolt on them until they die. In this case, it cost me a lot of mana, and now I'm like pretty drained, which means using my ulti is less likely to work, but... A lot of support Skywrath mages will skip boots, just because it gets them their items a little bit faster, but I wanted to get them here because I plan to be walking from side lanes to side lanes. Gab also dewarded a ward, which is great, and I went to get the rune, but unfortunately it was top, so 0 refills on my bottle in this laning stage, which was unfortunate. Opted to buy a wand afterwards just because a little bit more mana will not hurt, and generic stats are fine on my hero. So normally when you play Skycore, you get an Atos. It's very normal, but they just buffed Phylactery. That was one of the other buffs of the patch. So I wanted to try Phylactery it on the hero because I thought it might be worth getting. I was surprised I got that last hit, to be honest. I thought he would have bullied me on it. I decided to start walking top, but by the time I began walking, they had already killed them all. So maybe I could have been more proactive here. I think I saw them deward to the south, so I felt safe putting the ward there. And I know that Gabba dewarded one of their wards too. But I've got full mana now, which is great with my ulti. I've also picked up Ancient Seal at 7 because I was a little greedy on my skill points to get more concussive shot because I wasn't sure I was going to want Ancient Seal. I just thought more raw damage would be better. But now that I'm 6, it just makes a lot of sense because you can increase this damage by 20%, which is a lot. Invoker was probably jungling right now, which he was. He was going to get his little neutral item at this point in time. And one of the downsides is that I actually can't push very fast. In terms of getting things done. You can use concussive shot, but it doesn't necessarily accelerate you a huge amount. We didn't get the rune again, which sucked. This makes a lot of sense now, because the Mortimer kind of came out of nowhere when she eventually ganked me. Got my Observer Ward, which sucked. He really didn't try very hard to deny my stuff, which I was surprised about. Oh yeah, and there's the cookie. See how I almost survived, actually? That's literally just a lifesteal. It's kind of crazy. So I basically, healed myself for about 250 or 200 HP based on my ulti there. But this is a good example of, like, if you get stunned on this hero, no matter how farmed you are, it's kind of dangerous. Because you can throw a lot of damage out, but, like, you still have to worry about getting killed before you cast all of your stuff. I was very pleased that that did not get it denied. So there's certainly good things about this, but I also felt a little bit of lacking in some ways. I really need to go gank a side lane. I haven't done that yet. It's unacceptable, I think. Almost 10 minutes in. I could have been very successful, and I just didn't. I just kept sitting mid for some reason. I wanted Gabba to go first. I didn't want to use my ulti here on him. Sorry, that was sped up. I didn't want to use my ulti because I figured he was going to die anyways. But we succeeded in getting a kill, and I'm going to run back to the mid lane. The rune was bottom, it looks like. No runes for me ever. With that said, though, I was kind of bad about securing them, but... but it does feel like I got a little unlucky. There's a little bug in my room. Just a little bug. I needed to Arcane Bolt this guy, but I lost vision. Oh, he died anyways. We're good. Unfortunately for me, I threw all my stuff on the support instead of the Luna, which I want to go back and look to see how big of a mistake this was. Because the TP was good, because I just needed to kill this guy. Oh, was the tower hit? Yeah. So I went on this guy because he was closer, but realistically, I could have just picked the Luna. I didn't know this guy was going to have Eclipse. I did get the kill before I died, but giving the kill to Luna was pretty catastrophic. Because now she's going to have levels in gold. And she can also push the tower. Whereas Witch Doctor wouldn't have necessarily been able to do that. So that was kind of sloppy play by me. I just saw Witch Doctor is closer to the tower. Witch Doctor has less HP. But in reality, the Luna also had low HP. So I don't think that was a very good choice. I still haven't gotten my neutral item either. They don't give you attributes anymore. So it's like not as big of a deal as like Skycore to not have your neutral item. Whereas in the past it was things like... you might lose. Why am I waiting to grab this? Oh, I think Gabba wanted it or something. Or I was gonna bottle Gabba is what I was gonna do. Yeah, in the past you would get like a little bit of int from a neutral item, which was quite important because it would just increase your damage by a little bit. So I ended up getting Sister Shroud for some evasion and some mana regen. I probably should have just gone with my teammates, to be honest. I just got here for experience, basically. Now this should be a really easy follow-up kill. So I'm just going to press regen and Arcane Bolt. Oh, and my Phylactery's done too, which is great. And I think he thinks he can beat me, but he certainly cannot. He does proc my Sister Shroud, though, I think. Yeah, he does it right here. That part was kind of good by him because it was after I got a kill, so then I didn't have it for the next time I fought. But you can see how much damage the Phylactery does, and this is one of the upsides of this item, is that it gives you a lot of raw HP, which is good. 200 health plus 7 attributes is like 350 HP, which I think is a little bit more than Atos. But the downside of it is that it doesn't give you stop my opponents from moving energy. But it is very good for farming. Like, it's going to increase my farm speed 100%. And it got buffed by 1 second cooldown was the buff that ended up happening to it. So it procs every 9 seconds instead of every 10. So little buffs here. And then, oh yeah, I was letting somebody else get that. Maxing out Ancient Seal now because the scaling on this is not that important. And once I get Shard, I don't really need it to farm. But Phylactery is way better on farming. That's one of the upsides of it. Farming camps especially. Dealing single target damage to heroes, it's better. If I have Atos here, I feel like I kill this guy though. Because I would have Atosed him here and thrown a full combo and he wouldn't have been able to run away. And instead, he just simply ran away. So that felt bad. In that moment right there, Atos is better 100%. I just want to kill these to protect the wards. It was actually really unfortunate that he had his Manta here. This is like literally because I fed him earlier, basically. Interesting that he rushed Manta so fast though. But I guess against a Sky it makes sense. But I usually don't buy it that quickly if I'm playing Luna. How farm does he? 4-1-5. He's having a really good game. He's level 12 here. So I am not a good tower pusher, but I've got level 2 ulti here. So 1200 damage. Ooh, that was unfortunate. I looked a little bit late. They made a call for Luna being mid. Sorry, we still... The tower's defended, I guess. And I have my Shard coming out, I believe, now. Alright, and here's where the magic basically starts happening. We're talking about making plays, I think, but I don't think anyone's going to come. So now I get 3 of these guys, and they're doing about 300 damage right now. So every time I cast this, it's doing 900 magic damage in a team fight, basically. Which is, if you think about it, kind of like a Finger of Death. Or you could see it as a 300 damage AoE nuke, which is not that complicated. No reason to use my ulti there against Axe. He was very underfarmed. His net worth is low, and he's an armor hero, and I do all magic damage, so I was not concerned about that in the slightest. Going Kaya next, because it's very good on my hero, in my opinion. Gives you spell amp, which is good, so you're doing more damage. It doesn't give you spell lifesteal anymore like it used to. Look at that beautiful damage. He manted out of this one. I should buy, huh? I was too focused on dying to purchase. Definitely lost a little gold there. Lost an extra 200. Yeah, we kind of we got one kill, but three of us died, so they just made out big on that one. That was unfortunate. Nice that the Snapfire put a ward down as they approached, and they saw had vision with Luna. It was kind of a bad idea for us to stay in that position, I felt like. But, you know, shit happens. Searing Signet's quite good, because I could use it to proc more damage with my Arcane Bolts, but one of the downsides to it is that I kind of prefer to get Essence Ring, I think, in this case, because one of Sky's issues as a core is that he's very easy to kill, and this is really the counter to the hero, to be honest. I ended up getting the Signet anyways, but I didn't really need to be here. But the weakness is basically just the hero's easy to kill. Your hero's really easy to kill for your net worth. It's not as bad as it used to be because you do have a crazy amount of spell lifesteal, but there's only so much you can do to stay alive on this guy. And gap closers, stunners, things like that, they end up making your hero pretty vulnerable. So I'm still hanging out in this area, which doesn't feel very good. What we really should be doing is like crossing the map and then smoking into like these areas to go get kills somewhere. Because me plus Shaman is a kill, and me plus Venge is also a kill. So we decided to come from the back here through these gates. I'm gonna silence him here. Nice little gate rotation. My mana is basically permanently full. Oh, this is the other good thing about Kai, obviously, is it increases my mana regen. So basically it means that I never run out of mana, which is good. I can just spam non-stop till the game ends, which is really good. I'm queuing up Ags now, because that'll give me double cast on my other 3 abilities. I think in hindsight, I'm not certain if it's good to get Ags quite this fast, but it's probably alright. It does give you raw HP, which is good, but one thing that I didn't appreciate very well about it is the 500 range within the original target will hit with the same ability. That part I struggle with, because it basically is very important with Mystic Flare, and this is the whole purpose of this facet. Basically, until you get this facet, or until you get Ags, this facet is kind of bad, in my opinion. Because what ticks it the most is Mystic Flare, because it does a lot of sources of magic damage. My team doing a great job playing the map. Another negative to Phylactery in this case is that catching a hero like Invoker is kind of hard. For me, myself. Here's his items. He actually doesn't have a save, so hypothetically I could kill him. But I was waiting for somebody, the Shaman, to move over. Which I really didn't want to show. Super easy kill. Maybe I was a little patient. If I just had genuinely an Atos, I probably just would have gone on him. I probably could have killed him by myself, I feel like. Okay, so the problem with the Ags is that the person you cast it on, it's going to affect somebody within 500 units. And if 2 of your ultis are hitting different heroes, you basically lower the cooldown of all of your spells to almost 0. As expected, he will have a Manta Style. So if you don't cast this, like for example, let's say there's a hero here, and then there's 4 heroes here. If I ulti this guy, it's going to put the ulti on him, and then like something in this range, which means there won't be 2 ultis. So even if my cast range is enough to hit technically the guys in the back as well, it's only going to hit the guy in the front. And I didn't learn this well until after this game was over, unfortunately. And it affects what makes the most sense in terms of where to cast it. And it's a really big deal, because the whole purpose of my hero is supposed to be, especially with this facet, the goal is I want to make sure that my ulti hits 2 heroes, and I get to cast 2 ultis in a team fight. It's basically your goal. But if they are not close to each other, then you are losing out on that advantage, unfortunately. I did not like Gabba. That Gabba took that creep. It's not the other one. I think he was maybe close to an item or something. Yeah, he built an Atos because he was thinking, oh, you don't have Atos, I'll get an Atos. Which ultimately I think is a mistake. He shouldn't be building to make my build better. I think he, if anything, what I needed was survivability items from him, I think. So it's difficult for us to fight in them. We almost lost TA there. But I should be, I think, going to get shit done instead of AFK jungling like I am doing. I just literally need to pair with Venge or Shaman, and I need to go around murdering people. This looks like a pretty good fight to me. Did a little swap there, got the kill, which is fine. It's definitely a big kill. Glad I TP'd for that one, because otherwise we would not have won that fight. It's unfortunate for me. Definitely did some damage though.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Probably shouldn't have been me going first there, but for whatever reason it just was me that walked first. And I got a lot of my spells off, but unfortunately ends up dying. I lost gold, but everybody else got gold, so it's not the worst. Our net worth is still quite good over there, so like we have a nice little advantage, but I was trying to figure out what items to keep. Just leave that one in the fountain while I try to finish my eggs. Because hypothetically it should increase my damage by like 2. But I think watching it now, I think buying Axe here was a mistake. I think there's a better item, which is actually probably Octarine Core. Basically, Octarine Core is going to immediately be useful. Ags is basically only good for landing 2 Mystic Flares. And all the times that I played Sky Core, I genuinely feel like it's underwhelming. Like, maybe if I play it more now, knowing about the 500 range, I'll use it better. But there's just a lot of times where, like, there's a guy close to me and only one, and I need to kill that guy. So I have to use my ulti. That's what it feels like sometimes. There's not like a lot of situations where you as a Skywrath mage who's pretty squishy can be like, I'm going to wait until there's like 2 guys next to each other before I ult, you know? That doesn't necessarily happen. It's like, is there an opportunity to kill this guy in 1 second? Okay, I should take it. And you take it. So I think the Ags is a little overrated, actually. It was overrated in my mind prior to this game. And in some ways, the Octarine is better. Because what Octarine is going to do is it's going to lower the cooldown of my abilities. Arcane Bolt will be 1.5. Concussive Shot will be 9. Ancient Seal will be like, what, 5.25 or something. And my ulti will eventually be 15. And the important thing is that means that I'm going to be able to cast those spells more rapidly. And maybe it's even better to just skip Kaya all along. Like the 10 spell imp is really good, obviously, and the mana regen is good. But I also could just buy the Octarine, which contains a Tiara of Salamene. You know? And then I get 6 mana regen from this, which is probably how much I'm getting from Kaya. So maybe it'd be better to go Octarine a little faster. The downside, obviously, is this also gives you int. So it's like damage for Arcane Bolt and Spell Amp and mana regen. It's really good. But just a thought, basically, because I didn't end up using my my ulti very well. I actually think we should have gone for a catch here. Does this guy have a blink? He actually does. I feel like he could have gone and we could have backed him up 100%. Should probably be queuing him this entire time. Chasing this guy. You can basically just keep casting this on people usually. I got slowed here. Now I'm on a little bit of a chase while that slowly follows him. Luckily he turned left instead. Beating my armor lord, by the way. I basically just got exploded by Forge Spirits, which sucked. But I've only got 5 armor, so yeah, Forge Spirits are extremely detrimental to me. Alright, so there's my Ags finish now. I got 10% increase Ancient Seal damage, which I think is good, but there was a lot of moments in this game where I actually wish that I had Global Concussive Shot. Especially with me getting Ags this fast, I genuinely think it would have been better just for me to get the Ags, the Global. Because the Global Concussive Shot, if it's only hitting 1 hero, doesn't feel like that incredible, but if you have Ag Scepter and you could just be spamming this off cooldown every 12 seconds, that's kind of oppressive on the map. Losing 10% Magic resistance damage is also bad. Like, both of those 20 talents are good with Ags, right? Because you're casting Ancient Seal twice, and you're casting Concussive Shot twice. But maybe I should have done Global, especially because I didn't have Atos. Because I didn't have Atos, that means that getting initiations and lockdowns was harder for me, and therefore the extra cast range might have been better. But generally, 10% more damage is really good. Do you see how fast these creeps are dying, by the way? It's crazy. These Forge Spirits also had like a stupidly high amount of HP, which also blew my mind. I was kind of worried about getting initiated on down here, so I just decided to run away. Headband's an option. Gunpowder Gauntlet's not good. I could Gale Guard or Signet are the best ones, I think, but depending on the hero, I could push somebody away with like Psychic Headband. Once again, we're all jungling instead of looking for kills when we could be looking for kills, which was bad. We just found a random axe top, so they went for that. And here I am jungling while my team is about to take a team fight and I can't TP, which felt bad. I was thinking about taking armor here. I think GPM bonus would have been okay too. Unfortunately not here for this, so can't fight. Because I'm, again, AFK farming. Same problem. I was checking the range there. Like, I could at least, like, globally concussive shot halfway through the fight, you know? I feel like that would have been better. Did I take... No, I took armor with headband. Okay. What if I should have taken a Signet instead? This is probably fine. The armor is good, though. I was dying to physical damage these fights. That seemed very clear to me. And I'm basically just spamming because I cannot decrease my farm. And then I've got BOTs coming now that so that I can always be where I need to be and giving myself some nice little movement speed. So I'm 415 at all times, which is nice. Alright, so we see some enemy heroes. Fighting looks decent. I decide that finally I can be online with the gold that I have. Which certainly should have been earlier, but here I am.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Man of Snapfire 3 over Axe? I don't think so. I think the Axe is just a lower MMR player or something like that. But this would have been, yeah, I was going to say, this would have been a good time for us to smoke. Go, like, cross the map, look for a hero kill. It should be like Venge and Shadow Shaman in the front here, not me. They're taking so long. Unfortunately, the wave is pushing out pretty far. We just should have been way faster. I don't know if 2 ultis were hitting him there or not, but that was a nice... Blade Mills are actually kind of funny for Sky, because they just really aren't that big of a deal. Because basically I have highest magic resistance from just having int, and then you also have really high spell lifesteal, so it's really not that scary. I decided to push top to defend this. Unfortunately, we glyphed at the exact same time, which meant that I kind of wasted my TP here. And there are some heroes in this area. It's a little scary for me to be here, I feel like. I do have TP in 13, though. And I just saw that Snap is not here, and I cleared the wave. They just killed Luna as well. This looks amazing. Why exactly am I hitting this? I don't know. Okay, I was waiting to TP. I could have taken the illusion rune. Maybe I should have. And now we're pushing mid, which makes a lot of sense. We could take Glyph. Or take a Shrine. Seems fine. Maybe one of my supports should have done this. I'm queuing up Sange next to lower my mana cost, so when I do my ulti combos, better chance of getting a kill. We lost our Venge, which sucks, and they cleared the next creep wave. I think the Sange was a really big mistake, though. I wish I would have bought Octarine instead. Because I don't really need the mana cost reduction if I'm struggling to cycle it perfectly, you know? Joe's looking for a swap. My mana is actually dropping pretty far here. My mana regen, I should say. So we're kind of just hoping that they'll walk into us and let us kill them, which is not likely to happen. And we're spending so much time standing around as 5, like knowing that we're stronger when what we should be doing is just taking advantage somewhere. But either way, lowering my mana cost by 25% is pretty decent. I was waiting to get my bottle back from Gabba. I gave it to him earlier. because a shield rune is very valuable, of course. And then now we are crossing the map a little bit. I'm selling a null talisman. I hear an invoker. There was not much I could do about that one. I could have popped the shield rune. Obviously, it would have given me 1400 HP, but genuinely, I think I still die there. That was so much damage, and they did a nice job with like the Eclipse. I think that was Luna Eclipse as well. Is one nice thing that they did with the Zags here, is that he just exploded me without showing. Like, if they have to show their heroes, then I can cast my spells and I can lifesteal, but if they just don't show their heroes, then there's not very much that I can do about this. And this kind of started the part of the game where I felt very vulnerable, actually, in that if I get gone on, I'm going to have a bad time. I don't remember exactly what this does. If he just had a Glimmer or Force Staff, maybe he lives there. Bit unfortunate. Oh, 950 gold. Holy shit. Yeah, they just did a really good job picking us off at this stage in the game. Made my game harder. Oh, he did buy Force Staff there. Okay, I'm queuing up BKB now because I'm like, I don't see how I survive against that without a BKB. Like, it's going to be Eclipse. It's going to be Cold Snap. It's going to be right clicks. Like, I needed BKB, otherwise I just felt like I was going to die repeatedly. I was not watching. Should have been looking with my eyes. I did steal Roshan. I thought I did in the moment, but it's funny. Okay, so we have Roshan. We can push out our waves a little bit. Not that they're not in really solid position. You know, it's another thing that sucked about Phylactery. I'll just pause for a second to talk about it. Is that the upgrade is not good. It's so situational, and it's really expensive. It costs 3,100 gold to upgrade to Conda. And all it gives you is one more attribute, and it gives you 8 mana regen. And at this point, I actually don't need 8 mana regen. That's partially because I have Kaya and Sanj. If I just had Kaya, it's still kind of unnecessary, because... And if I get Octarine, it's way too much. It's way too much mana, actually. So this is one of the problems. Like, a lot of heroes that would buy Conda are already going to buy a Kaya anyways. Because if you're casting spells often, you probably want Kaya for mana regen and for increased int and increased spell damage. So this item just upgrades atrociously. So in some ways, the Phylactery might have felt good, like right when I got it, but the upgrade potential ended up being worse. Because once I got item slot limited, if I had an Atos, I could have easily justified getting a Gleipnir. Because Gleipnir is raw HP, which is better, and raw mana, which is fine, and it gives you an AoE route instead of a single target route. So then when you're playing against an enemy squad and you're worried about dying, one of the best ways to survive is just root the whole team for 2 seconds while you try to run away. That helps so much, actually. Versus like single target Atosing, it's not as simple as a way to survive. So this is one of the problems that Phylactery encountered for me, and I think after this game, playing this with Phylactery, I don't think I would buy Phylactery again on Sky. I genuinely think Atos is probably just better. The slow was fine. The damage was nice. Like, there was certainly good things about it. It's got a custom icon because I have an Arcana, which is cool, but I genuinely didn't think it was very good. Alright, here I am at my neutral item. This one's a little bit of a hard decision. Dayzoom Bloodright would increase the AoE of Mystic Flare. It would increase the damage radius of Concussive Shot by 12%. I could get Ferric Cloak. I do have a lot of raw HP to reflect to my opponents. Magnifying Monocle is the obvious choice, though, because of cast range. And then, in terms of enchantments, I could get Spell Amp. I could get Spell Lifesteal. This one's really bad. Obviously, it lowers my int, which is atrocious, and I'm not attacking anyways. I think the health restoration could work against the Spell Lifesteal, but it's not worth losing 5% int. So I'm taking the Spell Amp one, because then my slows and my silences last longer as well. But I did lose the armor, which is a bit problematic in the next couple fights. We are once again looking for a jump here. I do not know where they are right now. They're all sitting over here for some reason. I do not know why. But our fish did not end up working, so I will go back to push out the mid lane. I don't know if they saw our smoke or what. Look at this nice little push. But yeah, I do wish I had the Octarine. Just lowering your ulti cooldown down by 5 seconds and your arcane bolts by 0.5 when you can spam the ability, it really does increase your damage by a lot. TPing now down to my team since I push out the lane. I found this guy. I'm going to pop my Invis. Invis will reduce the damage that I take, and I'm going to run away from the enemies. I'm waiting for the Invoker. And by Invoker, I mean not waiting for him. What I'm instead doing is I'm breaking my Invis on a guy that still had BKB. And then I got dumpstered by this Invoker, which was really unfortunate. It's a nice kill by the TA, but unfortunately that was his whole life. So, first problems. I mean, the initiation, from my perspective, was good. I basically walked on top of the enemy squad. They used a lot of things on me, and I popped Invis, and I ended up surviving. That was really good. My mistake was seeing the Luna, who was not stunned, hadn't used BKB yet, and I threw everything on her. All she had to do was press BKB Manta, and she just lives. What I should have instead done is waited like 3 seconds, and then comboed the shit out of the Invoker when his BKB ended. But for some reason, I went early. He did have Outworld Staff, so he would have probably survived at least some of the damage output. But I ended up doing not very much, because I just did damage to a BKB guy. So I needed some separation. And then wisely, the Invoker has been playing heavily on Forge Spirits. And getting his Forge Spirits on me, and then right-clicking me. And just by doing that, he's able to kill me, because I just had no armor, and I was getting cold snapped. So I was getting mini stunned and not able to like spam my abilities as much. But mostly that I wasted Mystic Flare throwing it on a Luna, which wasn't good. And then I was like, okay, well I can't be stunned, because it was really aggravating. I promise you, trying to use my abilities here, and I wasn't able to cycle them nearly as well. So very problematic. So I'm gonna try to finish my BKB, because I felt like it was a big detriment towards me casting spells. Again, this hero as a core really struggles to not be disabled. There's so many things that you need to solve between armor and scaling and all that stuff. I was curious why those weren't picking up, but I picked up a Healing Lotus now. I've got a BKB. I've got BOTs. I'm going to grab this experience trying to get to level 25. I can increase my Arcane Bolt multiplier by 1.5 times, so it would do twice as much int damage. So if I got it right now, it would give me like 225 extra damage on my Arcane Bolts, which would be a lot, obviously. But again, the problem is that if I am spotted, they are going to go on me, and we're going to have a worse time. They did a little eclipse here. I'm worried about this tower dying for absolutely nothing. I'm worried about these Forge Spirits having like a gazillion HP. I got the Deny, which felt good, but sucks to lose the tower for almost nothing. I also don't have a way to jump. I don't have a Blink Dagger. I don't have a way to get out other than BKB right now, so my game's just kind of weird. And despite my ability to farm these camps, I am once again thinking, boy, I sure wish that I was playing near my team and had the opportunity to get kills with all of my damage if I just played with the... Like, there's just a lot of cases where you should probably just have a Blink Dagger on this hero. Because what I can accomplish is making sure that I can follow up on whoever Sky goes on, or the Shaman. Shaman flips me, any hero dies. Any hero dies. And instead, it's just not like that, because I can't necessarily be there. Another thing I could have done, I could have just bought BOTs too, actually. Is maybe what I should have done. If I buy BOTs too, I can TP to Shaman within 2 seconds. That would have been a really good solution, actually. It doesn't cost an item slot, gives me a little bit more movement speed, and it lowers the cooldown. Oh, the cooldown's the same, actually. But it does lower the channel duration. But I could basically TP to Shadow Shaman as he's going in. He blinks in. Hexes somebody, I arrive, we kill the guy. That could also work. Wanted to make sure I was at this team fight here. Ulting the guy through BKB. This fight does not look so good for us. I'm feeling like I'm going to die. I'm going to slow this down because this part was pretty impactful. I think I'm very dead. I'm losing some particles. I don't know where they went. At this point, I think it's better to run. I missed my ulti a little bit. I got one of them to land, though, with my axe, which was good. And ended up keeping me alive. I did 9,000 damage in that fight. This is what's supposed to kind of happen. My first ulti, I used it on the Luna, obviously. My second ulti that I used... I'm going to go back and watch that again, because it's a lot of shit that happens in the same moment. So we're basically hitting this Luna. I dropped my ulti because I was like, I just want to do damage to her. It is ticking my cooldowns for sure. I just want to kill him even through his BKB, whatever works. I also have a plate mail now, so he can't just right click me to death like has been happening. And then once his BKB ends, he's just very killable. I actually don't know if I killed him or not. I missed this follow-up arcane bolts. I think that one hit him, but it's not going to kill him. Just going to get him low. Alright, I'm watching my ulti cooldown. Yeah, that's what I wasted. Okay. These extra disables were very good for them. Little silence on a catapult. Okay. And I did definitely use the Kaya Sange in that fight because my cooldowns or my mana costs were reduced, right? So I struggled to actually kill people there, but I did do an insane amount of damage, which was good. And then I did something greedy here. Oh wait, did I do it greedy? Oh, not greedy. That's right, he came looking for me and the Tia came and played with me because I expected to get ran at. Alright, then I went to go heal. Really felt like I needed this plate mail, otherwise I couldn't play Dota anymore because my armor was just way too low. So having the plate mail helps me not die rapidly, which was one of the weaknesses of the hero. It feels bad buying it though. I felt like if they just didn't have minus armor sources, I would have been much better off, I think. But because they had minus armor of any kind, I think I just had to get a plate mail this game, is what it felt like. Because otherwise the Luna just walks up to me and auto-attacks me like 5 times and I explode. What's my nuke level now? Is that 800? Yeah, I'm doing 800 damage per arcane bolt right now because I got this talent, the arcane bolt, into multiplier 1. Truly a wild amount of damage. I ended up building Shivas because it'll increase my damage by a little bit and it will reduce my opponent's attack speed. Oh, that's right, I grabbed the cheese here. I didn't want the refresher shard, I wanted somebody else to take it, so I picked up the cheese. We wanted refresher on the shaman. And then there's still one of these. I put bottle here, grabbed it with courier. Okay, cool. So, level 26 here. I forgot to talk about my other talents. The 10 talent, I didn't really feel like I needed mana regen that bad because of Kaya, so I went Arcane Bolt cast range. And then, yeah, I got Ancient Seal. Concussive Shot Slow is not very worth getting, I would say. The -7 cooldown on Ancient Seal is way too good to pass up. It helps you kill almost anybody. I talked about the 20 talents. And then the 25 talent, the 400 Mystic Flare damage is good because it puts your ulti damage from 1600 to 2000. But if you are in any way a core, Arcane Bolt multiplier is going to be better. If you're a support, probably Mystic Flare damage. But a support with a decent amount of items with Shard, it's not out of the question. It just kind of depends on how likely you're expecting to cast a lot of Arcane Bolts in a fight. And if your opponents are disabled long enough. If they're disabled long enough, probably just 2000 damage from a Mystic Flare is really, really good and worth doing. So, anyways, we're trying to high ground here. We have our little Roshan banner. They're doing some globs. Okay, this is good. I'm looking for cast range, basically. So I want to cast this on heroes if I can. We really need a ward on the high ground. Oh. Unfortunate Lotus Orb there stopped him from being swapped. He would have taken a lot of damage from... It's a really good Force Staff. I think that was Joe's. They've used a lot of spells. I think we still have our Rosh Banner wall. Finally got that on a hero. I got pulled. Tornado's decent there. Eclipse is basically eating all of this. I actually didn't need a BKB there. Oh, why am I? I don't know exactly why I'm going on the backline. I actually didn't need that swap there, but we did kill the Luna. He bought back. Oh, now I'm really dying. Then that guy just exploded. They bought back 2 heroes at this point, and we decided to leave. Decided to grab this. I did see that there was vision, but I thought it would be worth snagging. Then I TP'd up here because I wanted to get some separation in case they came looking for me. I thought there was a chance that they came to gank me here. But unfortunately, there they were. And then I brought in this instead of the cheese, which was unfortunate. He still has BKB, unfortunately. And X got here. Okay, even with cheese, I'm dead. That's fine. I'm definitely dead with cheese. As soon as I used my ulti and Invoker had BKB, I got caught. That was a nice catch by him to go look for me there. I still did a decent amount of damage, but, you know, with him having Hex and stuff, I was just asking for it. Anyways, that was two buybacks from them. I should have just retreated and farmed literally anywhere else on the map because I knew I got spotted here. I thought I could get past and get stuff done. I don't know if they had a ward in the area. I think I TP'd like here-ish. So maybe that's how, maybe they saw me. I don't know. Unfortunate death by me. Game's very even though. We're once again using our entire initiation on a, is he level 30? Damn, he has got that Lucent Beam stun. I decided to walk instead of TP. Sorry, I'm going to go back 10 seconds. So, I respawned here. I'm watching, and I start walking. Because I was like, oh, this fight's over, probably. But then Joe bought back, and now I'm like, oh, I kind of wish I teleported. Because I could have been here right now. Checking range. She diebacks. Gabbo's chasing. He really wanted this kill. And he dies, unfortunately. In the meantime, we're running down mid. I have this Roshan's banner that I should really get ready. In fact, if I had Roshan's, I guess he would have pulled the creeps no matter what. I was worried about Invoker cutting the creep wave right now, so I wanted to TP back briefly. I've got the banner this time, though. I put it really far up. I shouldn't have gone so far up, though. This is kind of bad, but it's actually fine. Alright, I put the phylactery back in. We got the banner. Thinking about that side push. Nice blink back. Joe's dead. It's a good time to back. A lot of them are up. Oh, and we asked Shaman to do this. This is nice. He put double wards bottom. Just meant that was the refresher. So this felt good. I push out the bot lane. We basically have, what is this? Just a, we have a melee barracks, a mid set, and a tower. So all their shit's exposed, which is really nice. And now I'm looking at my gold, and I'm like, I have 7,000 gold. I'm out of slots. I don't want to upgrade my phylactery. This was kind of frustrating. I maybe shouldn't have taken this. Somebody else could have taken it instead of me. We have 2 guys that aren't 25 yet. Could have gotten Venge to 25, which would have been nice. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Oh, I was trying to see if we could make cheese. But I think I need a little bit more. A couple more lotuses for that to work. The block of cheese. So I was trying to figure out what I wanted to buy. I saw Ghostwalk and I started pinging. Everyone's running to me. I scanned. And then I just died. Kind of unfortunate. Joe, the Venge, got distracted by real life stuff at the time, unfortunately. And then we kind of just ate 2 Eclipse ultis here by the Luna. And they won an insane fight. So that sucked. That was a big fight. Huge fight. Look at that. 8,000, 9,000 gold swing. I did 160 damage from hitting Shivas on Invoker, I believe.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's
Queued up
middle tower
Ag's Blessing.
Dire's
At this point, I was thinking about getting Lotus Orb based on how fast I died there. They could also Tornado me, though, I guess. They do have a Dispel. I had to buy back here because I don't want them to do this. Ooh, I should not have let him catch me there. That was dangerous. Okay, we're okay. We had to buy back, what, 3 heroes? Huge teamfight mistake, actually. Yeah, we lost a fight and bought back 3 heroes. But I could have also just BKB'd or something, but I don't know, they hexed me, you know? I could have also maybe have like a Lincoln's or something. Maybe that would have been okay. And now that I bought out, now you can spend your gold however you want, right? It's one of the best things about buying back. No guilt purchasing of items. So I think I ended up buying Ags and Aether Lens because I thought I wanted a little bit of separation between my enemies and me. It was like a little bit hard sometimes getting close enough to cast my spells. I certainly felt that at times. And then I planned to get an E-Blade afterwards was what I was going to do. Because the E-Blade would help me to nuke people a little bit or protect myself or others. But I don't know if that was a good read. I don't think the E-Blade was really that good. Because I was mostly dying to like eclipses and stuff. So I think a gem would have been really good for us is one thing that we probably should have had at this point, especially when the game is almost over. Just very, very safe, I think, to have it. Oh yeah, we were trying to play for Roche. And then we saw Roche was really low. Look at this shit. It's so low. So I was like, I'm just going to kill this shit. I put my phylactery down. And then I saw the refresher on the ground. So I dragged this to the ground, picked up the refresher, used refresher, used BKB again. And here's my big mistake of the game, one of my biggest. I ultied Axe here instead of one of these guys. I was expecting it to jump because this guy was in front of me, but he was actually not my biggest threat. He could have maybe called me or something like that. But if I ulti over here instead, I can potentially damage like 2 heroes, or maybe it hits these 2, you know? So I end up killing him, no problem. Oh yeah, then I went to pick up my phylactery again. But now I'm kind of trapped in here, which is not good, obviously. This was nice, so it pushed me out. That was really close, actually. Then I ate the cheese. Then I was fucking around with phylactery, so the tornado ends up catching me. And now I'm like, oh shit, they're all alive, huh? And I also get chain stunned, and I can't ulti. So that's the end of the game. Ugh. Number 1, I didn't need to walk into the Roche pit. I could have let TA do that, because I probably wasn't going to take Aegis anyways. I could have stayed behind the Roche pit, casting spells successfully, right? By walking into the Roche pit without a Force Staff, without a Blink Dagger, without a Shadow Blade, like, I'm stuck in there. Which was not a good place to be. It made my game really hard. I think I did a good job, all things considering, with the refresher. Because then I got 2 BKBs and I got to cast my ulti twice or whatever. I don't even remember what I casted the first time. Let's go back and watch it one more time because the game is over here. We end up losing. Oh, I cast on Roche. That's right. I wasted on Roche. Which was fine. Actually, it was kind of good. It's the only reason we actually killed Roshan. If I didn't ulti Roshan, we don't kill Roshan. But I could be standing out here. I get tornadoed. Call doesn't hit anybody. Oh my god, get my mouse off the screen. There we go. I BKB. I picked up my phylactery. Gabba explodes. Here's the BKBs. My silence only hits 1 guy probably because they're not close enough. I could have been hitting this guy. Like, what if I just like silence the Witch Doctor right now? He doesn't cast Death Ward. He can't do anything to stop that. Instead, who do I throw silence on? I don't know. This axe. This Death Ward ends up killing TA the first time, basically. Okay, he does end up getting silenced, but this Ward Chop is good. I like this. That was really close. And then it's just all over. I died. Anyways, we had 2 buybacks, but we didn't even get our tier 5 items. Gabbo was trying to slow things down. He ends up dying. Then it's basically 2v5. And SUG. So, in hindsight, I think Sky has potential. I think my opponents did a nice job targeting me, but I needed to play on the map more. I think getting a Blink Dagger is probably very wise if you can fit it in, or BOTs too with initiator combos. Having frontliners is a really helpful thing. I almost did the most damage. Gabbo beat me out by a little bit here. He typically does get pretty high damage numbers due to playing techies from mines and stuff. But some saves is useful. Swap is a good example of something that keeps me alive. So that was helpful at times. I think I should have tried maybe Octarine a bit faster. I need to be way more careful with how I use my spells with Ags because of how it bounces. And I think next time I play it, and I definitely will play this again, I need to be a lot more careful where I place it. And I would try to fit in an Octarine if I can, just so that I can spam my abilities a little bit quicker. Because you basically have unlimited mana. So the Octarine, by increasing your damage per second, increases your survivability as well. With that said, I still would die really fast to minus armor. Cold Snap was a really nice counter, it felt like, to me, because it's not a very expensive stun, and it's not hard to put things on Skywrath Mage. So if he's interrupting my spellcasting and movement for like 50% of the time, then it's really difficult for me to cast the spells correctly the ways that I need them for me to stay alive. So that seems very valuable to me. I did receive a lot of damage this game. I really got gone on. In hindsight, maybe the other facet would have been better, because I would have gotten all these damage buffers, magic resistance buffers, because I did end up taking like a lot of magic damage, and reducing that at a stupidly high amount would have been potentially really good too. But I think if you are playing mid, Staff of the Scions, and you do your combos correctly, Staff of the Scion is probably just better. But it really is like a, this makes my ulti really good type thing. But maybe it feels different. But I think if you have Octarine with this, it's probably going to make it infinitely better, because this reduces your cooldown by a static amount, and Octarine means that you're lowering a big percentage before that static amount gets applied. So it should mean a lot more spells get cast once you have Octarine. So I should have probably tried to fit Octarine in. And again, I wouldn't go Phylactery again. I think I would stick with Atos instead, which is fine. Not the most incredible, but it's a little cheaper and it's fine. Okay, anyways, that's Sky Mid. Try it in your pubs. At the very least, you could play Sky 4 and be pretty happy with Shard. So give that a shot. All right, thanks for watching. Goodbye.